All the cameras are rolling. I just need to center myself because, yes, I think we all need a little breather before we start talking about Shattered, episode 11 of the Clone Wars, season 7, the final season, the penultimate episode, only one left in a couple of days. Wow. So it delivered big time. I'm not gonna say more there I expected, but right there, I know last week was the big action-packed episode. We all love the Phantom Apprentice. We all love Maul's Ahsoka's interaction and kind of setting up the stage for what happened today. Order 66 and all its effects along the way. So yeah, it was a little weird for me. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I was without internet most of the day yesterday, or all of the day yesterday, and most of today. So I woke up this morning freaking out. How am I gonna watch this? I gotta get online somehow and watch this episode of the Clone Wars. So what I do, I pull out my phone and I don't care, my little 5-inch phone. I have it right here. Gotta watch it. Couldn't wait. So there I went, 7:30, 8 in the morning, and then just kind of sat there, put my headphones on, started watching Shattered, and it again. It's a little weird seeing it on the phone, but it didn't matter. All the emotional bits were there. I then, when I finally got internet, like it's working. Around 3 o'clock this afternoon, I finally got internet, and I watched it probably about an hour ago, and it's a lot better seeing it on the big screen compared to a cell phone. On a bigger screen, and all the emotional bits were still there, but it hit you a lot better. So let's go ahead and start talking about this. So the MVP for me and for a lot of people, I'm sure, was Kevin Kiner's score. The whole episode was top notch. The music and just kept adding and adding more to the episode and what was coming. It was very suspenseful, that beginning music after. So it starts with Bo-Katan kind of seeing the end of the Siege of Mandalore, seeing all the people kind of suffering a little bit. Again, it's a war that just happened, so they're trying to build up. And she's kind of, I don't want to deal with war and all this stuff anymore. There's a shout for Satine and how she wanted to lead Mandalore and she did it the right way. And then with Maul kind of being delivered to the Mandalorians. And then when Ahsoka is when Rex come, hey, Jedi Council is calling. Let's go talk to them. The music changes. Oh man, that score so suspenseful because we know what's coming. What's coming? It's Order 66. But the way Kevin Kiner does it, it's a different type of score we haven't really heard in Star Wars too much. But if you don't know what's coming, it probably throws you off a little bit. Like, what are they trying to set up? You know that something is happening, something bad is gonna happen, and we know what that bad is. But yeah, the score just keeps getting better and better. We'll keep talking about it. But yeah, that suspenseful music from when it starts there, when Rex comes to find Ahsoka, to later on in the episode, when we'll talk about in a few minutes, just great. So let's start with all the things we got wrong last week on our last week breakdown. This is when sometimes we gotta just sit back and enjoy the episodes as fans and not try to analyze every single little bit or kind of musical cues. Oh, this ties with this ties with that. Last week we were talking, oh, when Maul attacks Ahsoka is at the same time because you can hear the shriek of Sidious when he does the 720 to attack all the Jedi. And then when the glass shatters between Maul and Ahsoka, that's at the same time that the glass shatters between Mace and Sidious and all this stuff. And none of that happened at the same time. Here we see Ahsoka goes talk to the council. We have Mace and Yoda and some of the other Jedi kind of, I sense a plot to destroy the Jedi. And all the things about the Chancellor doesn't kind of give up his powers, you gotta remove him and all that stuff. So we know that the fall of Anakin hasn't happened yet. Mace going to confront Sidious hasn't happened yet. So just a teeny bit off from our projection, I guess, kind of last week. Again, that's sometimes, let's just let the filmmakers kind of take us along and not try to break every single detail. I was Oh, why was Ahsoka looking out at the broken ceiling at the end of the episode? Is she sensing Anakin's fall? Let's relax and let's see where it goes. So yeah, some of the wants, and I guess when we start talking about wanting something for the episode and then it doesn't hit, then we feel kind of disappointed. So again, try not to want things, but what I kind of hope happened, kind of yes and no. I kind of knew and hoped that we were getting Order 66 in this episode and seeing it from Ahsoka's and Rex's point of view. But the way it happened was different from what I hope or I kind of imagined was gonna go. I think the conversations were gonna be a little bit different, and the way kind of Rex reacts to Order 66 was gonna be different. But no matter, the episode kind of hit on it anyways, and it was a great reveal when it happened, seeing Sidious kind of deliver, execute all the 66, and seeing Rex unfortunately kind of follow through, heartbreaking for a lot of reasons. So again, we have Ahsoka going to talk to the council right after Anakin is sent to tell Grievous that tell the Chancellor that Obi-Wan has started his attack on Grievous and kind of okay, you gotta give your powers up. And we have again when she kind of saying didn't do this as a Jedi, like Yoda says, not as a Jedi. She no, not yet. So it kind of gives that hint that she's still this past couple of episodes she's been on that Jedi path. Maybe she wants to go back to the Jedi Council. She's still, I mean, to the Jedi kind of order. She's still thinking about it, but she did this as a citizen, which then gets Mace Windu all riled up. The old Mace, again, he's on brand. That's Mace, 100% Mace Windu kind of citizen. This is Jedi business, basically. Go back to your dreams. I know there's a lot of hate for Mace right now and the way he reacted to Ahsoka, but we gotta know they really can't change the characters at this point. We know what happens in episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and when this is happening right now. So the way he responds to Ahsoka, and in that situation, he couldn't have acted a different way. So Mace, you did a lot of things wrong, but Mace Windu, that's you. That's you. Don't change for anyone. Maybe for a lot of people on Safety Galaxy, but no matter. I love that Yoda stayed back. Um, so yeah, I love Yoda staying back. I kind of saw the Jedi leaving. I wanted Yoda to stay back and kind of have that last conversation with Ahsoka, as always being the the Jedi with the those nice kind of thoughts and mentions and quotes and everything he says kind of. So I wanted that final conversation between Ahsoka and Yoda, and we did get a little bit of it. And Yoda knows there's something going on with Ahsoka. There's something she wants to say, but she doesn't say. She doesn't want to give Yoda the information about Anakin and what Darth Maul kind of said that was going to happen to Anakin. She didn't want to tell Yoda what she wanted to tell Anakin. She wants to do it on her own when she sees him again, which we know it's not going to happen, but a shame. So again, same as Mace Windu kind of telling her, hey, this is Jedi business. This really doesn't concern you as a citizen. At the same time, if Ahsoka would have told them, hey, Maul kind of sends the Darth Sidious plan, trying to bring Anakin to his side as his new apprentice, maybe it would have gone different on episode 3 when Mace is confronted by Anakin trying to save Sidious, save the Chancellor. Maybe the conversation could have gone a little bit different. But we'll never know. Love seeing the Republic shock troopers. Those white armors with the red, again, tells you where we are because we see them back on Coruscant. We see them with the Emperor when he's fighting Yoda at the end. So yeah, seeing the Republic shock troopers kind of, oh no, Order 66 is coming. But again, it's a great design. That the clones this year and this season, the design of all the clone armors is just great. And then, of course, we have the kind of, it's not going to go the way you think. When Rex kind of, hey, we have an update. You want to come? It's probably more good news about Obi-Wan and Grievous. So you go. I'm sure it's more good news. And that's when we get Order 66. And right before then, we see Maul and Ahsoka basically at the same time sensing the fall of the Jedi, sensing the fall of Anakin, and kind of hearing the conversation between Anakin, Mace, and Sidious. At first, I thought that Maul was trying to communicate through the Force to Ahsoka to kind of tell her, "Hey, you gotta let me go. We gotta figure this out." But no, both of them were sensing that scene, whatever was happening back on Coruscant. Both of them were sensing it at the same time. And then, like I mentioned, seeing Rex receive Order 66 from the Emperor, heartbreaking, not just because it's Rex and it's Order 66, but it's Rex for me also because he's always been my favorite clone ever since I read the Karen Travis, I believe, was the writer of the Clone Wars novel of the original movie. So I love Rex in there. I've always loved him. So seeing him and knowing what's coming was kind of heartbreaking. I'm not gonna say the same as heartbreaking for Ahsoka, but 45% the same. Um, so that's when it kind of the episode went a little bit different, a little different way than I thought it was gonna be. I thought either Rex is gonna get Order 66, go straight to try to kill Ahsoka, and there she was going to have a deep conversation with him and try and convince him otherwise, or that he had already removed his inhibitor chip and then was gonna have to decide if he how was he going to kill his clone brothers to protect Ahsoka. But no, he gets the order. It takes him a little bit to go full on, so that at least gives him a chance to tell her, "Go find Fives, go find Fives." So you can see Rex. There's a tear that comes on, that his eyes are watering because the inhibitor chip hasn't taken over completely. He knows what's going to happen, but he's still fighting it. So yeah, it's heartbreaking in a lot of ways. Let me see my notes. I wasn't gonna take notes, but there's so much stuff to talk about in this episode. I would want to make sure I didn't skip over anything. So yeah, again, he knows that it's wrong what he's about to do, but inhibitor chip, man, those clones, they just stick it in there. That talk about at the end how they're able to find it. Um, and here we go again with the score. After he attacks her, the music changes to a more suspenseful to more emotional, kind of heartbreaking tones. Um, so on the second viewing, I didn't catch this on the first one. The second viewing is the same theme of Anakin on Mustafar when he kills the Separatist, and he's kind of on that bridge. We see the Sith eyes, and he's waiting on that bridge, and then Padme's ship comes over. It's that same music, that same score, which is again is so heartbreaking in the movie, so heartbreaking here, and again it's the same score with different tones. It's not bit for bit the same one, but it's the same kind of music behind it. So yeah, got me on Revenge of the Sith. It gets me here. It's a great theme, and the way Kevin Kiner kind of weaves it through is just great. So the only not complaint, the only I don't want to say critique, because what I always say. The only thing that kind of threw me off a little bit is when Rex starts shooting at Ahsoka, and then all the other clones come in. There's like 7 clones shooting at her at close distance. She's able to kind of batter off all the blaster shots. She's able to escape. When we've seen in Revenge of the Sith other Jedi, which Master Jedi is kind of not be able to get away from 2 or 3 clones. So how is she able to survive this? I know she's a great Jedi. The only way I can kind of say, okay, she did it. Basically, she had a heads up when Rex kind of starts, hey, look for 5, find 5. So she knew something was up, and she saw it head on. It's not like someone was behind her and shot her. So that gives it a little pass, and there's something that happens at the end that kind of nullifies this anyway. So that's my only kind of, really, she got away that easy? But no matter. One thing we did get right from last week, well, we heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, Order 66 is not gonna affect Ahsoka because she's not a Jedi officially." I mentioned for Order 66, they won't. It doesn't matter if you're a light side user, if you used to be a Jedi, if you're a Force user, there's gonna be a threat to Sidious. You're going down. So we see here they didn't matter. If you were a Jedi, light side user, part of the Jedi Council at any time, Order 66 is coming for you. And then we get that great moment that we knew was coming. How does Maul escape? Well, Ahsoka saves him when right before Rex sends the Republic shock troopers to kind of execute Maul. She goes and kind of saves him. And then, are they going to team up? No, I'm not here to team up with you. I don't care that I'm not rooting for you. Very similar to Hawk saying, I don't care if you win. I need Kylo Ren to lose. Basically, the same kind of, I'm not doing this for you. I need you to cause a distraction, go create chaos, which is what you're good at. So I need to find a way to get out of this and get to Rex. And oh my, does he deliver? Does Maul create chaos? So let's talk about it. The Maul hallway scene. And you know where I'm going with it, and we're gonna go with it. I know Darth Vader in Rogue One, that hallway scene is iconic, classified top three, top five Star Wars moments of all time. In my opinion, this rivals it bit by bit in terms of pure evil, the horror of it. He's menacing coming around the corner. You see the clones, back up, we gotta get out of here. Again, these are experienced clone troopers. These are elite clone troopers, not regular kind of rebellion soldiers. These are elite clone troopers that Maul is mowing down, uses the force to push them away. Then he grabs those side panels, throws one down, decapitates two of them, throws it again to another one, then uses two to crush two clones together. Then they try to escape. He uses the force to pull one through, chops his hand on the blast door, similar to the Mandalorian. Dave, you thought weren't gonna notice. We noticed. So yeah, Maul going down the hallway in this scene, what it means in not what it means in terms of Star Wars, but what it means if this was live action, I guarantee this is just as goes up there in ranking in terms of great and one of the most better Star Wars scenes. Again, it's animations. A lot of people won't be able to see it, and it's Darth Maul or Maul. It's not Darth Vader, which is one of the greatest, if not the greatest villain of all time. But this Maul hallway scene, I have to see what. Oh man, it's close. It's close, but both of them, this has nothing to fear or kind of envy Vader's scene in Rogue One. This scene, it's top notch. It's evil. It's menacing. It's horror. He doesn't need a lightsaber like Vader did, like Kylo Ren does to get rid of the Knights of Ren. He just does it using the Force. Maul kind of, again, going up and up. Clone Wars, just building Maul up to the great, I'm not going to say great villain, the great character that he is on Star Wars. So one thing, again, I was waiting for that emotional kind of speech between Ahsoka and Rex, trying to bring him out of it, out of Order 66, but we didn't get it. Before that, never underestimate a droid. We heard about it in Return of Skywalker, Rise of Skywalker, sorry. And here we have R7. Who's the other one? Chip or Beep Beep. I love that droid. Kind of helping Ahsoka find out what happened with Fives, kind of close the blast doors, trying to get to Rex and kind of single him out away from the other clones. So yeah, we didn't get that conversation between Rex and Ahsoka. I thought they were gonna have that scene when the droids kind of block him off, but no, R7 goes and brrr, he went all BB-8 and kind of fried him. No, we're not trying to hurt him. So we didn't get that emotional talk trying to bring him out. But again, if we think about this more realistically, that's the way it probably should have gone. And another Rogue One tie-in, I am one with the Force and the Force is with me. I am one with the Force and the Force is with me. Great seeing Ahsoka say it. And then it's even better having both her and Rex both kind of saying, I am one with the Force, the Force is with me. I guess Rex kind of tap into that, or having Ahsoka help Rex tap into that is the way to kind of then reveal where the inhibitor chip is. But again, just as a Jedi and Force kind of theme or following up, just that whole sentence is so iconic now that it's great hearing it coming from Ahsoka. And the music, again, it went from very suspenseful to then a kind of, what did I mention? Kind of a chase scene, kind of basically when they're trying to find Ahsoka. I don't think I talked about it. So it went from suspenseful to the Revenge of the Sith kind of theme. Then the music hits and it changes again when Maul is let loose, and then it becomes more of a chase, kind of suspenseful vibe when they're trying to get Ahsoka. And then at this point, it changes again, and it picks up. It's a more upbeat music score when they're trying to free Rex from the inhibitor chip. We have the other clone troopers trying to get into that medical bay, so the music picks up. Because you know what's going to happen. As soon as those blast doors open, Ahsoka's fried, the droids are gone, Rex, we don't know what's going to happen to him. Like she said, if it doesn't work, we're dying anyway. So go down a blaze of glory. So the music is picking up. They're about to open it. And then Rex comes out of it. Pew, pew, pew. Gets those three clones out of the way. The blast doors close. I think it's O7 or Chip kind of closes the blast doors again. And then we have Rex kind of sorry what happened. Sorry that this happened. It's gonna be, it's not just us, it's all over the galaxy, all the Jedi. Then it cuts to black. Oh man. I know I didn't make it justice, but this episode again, last week was a big kind of action pack. This was a lot more slow pace, but it didn't matter. This is where the emotional beats hit you. And even though the biggest one that I was waiting for was Rex trying to decide to kill his clone brothers to save Ahsoka, didn't really happen like I expected. Everything else hits perfectly. So these two episodes back to back are a great combination and great, not they just work great together. So yeah, so next week hopefully we'll have Rex kind of trying to still kind of waking up. He's probably still a bit woodsy about everything that happened. So maybe he'll kind of start realizing what's going on, what he just did, and what he'll have to do to keep Ahsoka alive. I don't know what they're gonna be doing. They're gonna be on the run. I don't know if they're going back to Coruscant. Like I mentioned, hopefully they do get the message from Obi-Wan saying stay away from Coruscant, don't come over here. I don't know. Will she see? No, I don't think Obi-Wan sent the recording of Anakin killing younglings to anyone, so hopefully she doesn't see that. But yeah, we don't have that much longer to wait. 2 days from today or 3 days. This is a Saturday as I'm recording. So in a couple of days, we have the end to the Clone Wars with victory and death. So not just the end of the TV show, the Clone Wars, but also the end of the actual Clone Wars in Star Wars in general. So they've been hitting it out of the park with the Siege of Mandalore. I think they should change the name of this arc to something else. Siege of Mandalore is basically the first episode and parts of the second one. But the second half of last week, this episode and the following was all different. So hopefully there's another name for this arc. So if you have an idea, just go to the comments and tell me. So yeah, so what did you guys think of what's the name, Shattered? It just shattered my brains, I forgot about it. So what do you guys think about Shattered? Drop in the comments, let me know what are you guys expecting for next week. Are you liking this? Are you digging this? So we'll probably do another special review recording, either probably not Monday, but maybe on Tuesday. We'll put that up, and then our main show coming this weekend with a special guest. So like, subscribe, comment. If you're listening to this on the podcast, rate, review, all that fun stuff. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Rebel Pod. My personal account tweets at AC. And if you're listening on the podcast, go to YouTube, search for Radio Rebellion Podcast, watch all our videos, and may the force be with you. Clown Wars! It's great.